Hi, Eric Lanask here. We are in San Jose, California for WebRTC Conference and Expo 5. On the program with me this morning is Claudio Vacalebre. Claudio's from Videotion. Claudio, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. We are very excited to be here even at this WebRTC 5 conference.
And, you know, one of the things about WebRTC, one of the benefits that everybody talks about with WebRTC is how simple it can make communications between multiple parties. And you've got somebody joining us to try to actually show how simple it can be.
Absolutely. Let me introduce my partner in crime, George Wittenbolz. He's joined with us from the Netherlands. So it's like it with us, and he could talk. Hey, George, do you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning, I'm George Wittenbolz. I'm joining you from the country, Holland, all the way in Europe. So it's evening here, and I'm the Chief Innovation Officer of Videotion.
Well, George, thank you for joining us all the way from Holland.
For quite a while right now, and I'm really excited to join WebRTC 5.
So you're showing us how simple it is and how really anybody can communicate via video from anywhere. How is this taking place in the business environment? How are people starting to use WebRTC?
Well, we think that, especially in the business, we need to redefine the way people communicate. Today is really complex, and you have to deal with a lot of things that typically as a businessman maybe you don't want to or you are not able to. So we have redefined the user interface in a way that it will be very easy even for the uneducated business person that has to connect and collaborate with their counterparts wherever they are in the world. And we think that we have found the right way to do that because we have eliminated completely any menus. You do not have any way to navigate. It's a single-page application within the browser that is giving you whatever you need in that moment, exactly in that single page. So we are making that experience really easy. And the important thing is that the owner of that space can drive the experience of the guest in a way that the guest is consuming the content only when is needed and only when the owner of that space decides it's the right moment to share something that could be transferred in a file or sharing the screen or just sharing a video from a social network or a content delivery network. So we are trying to redefine the way people communicate.
How do you get people to want to communicate using video? I think that's sort of historically been one of the problems.
We think that what you do today when you call someone, either you have a telephone number registered into your mobile or you remember it, right? Just remember the name of family or business people. And we are doing the same because the URL, the web address, is actually, you can compare it with a telephone number. So we are just telling him, no matter where you are, no matter the browser you are using, of those that can support WebRTC, you just need to remember, you know, a name that will point you to enter inside a specific room. Like in this case, you see we got a third person joining the room while we were talking, and she's from the booth. And now you see George is changing the layout in a way that we can really see exactly the same thing from all computers. And in this case, we are not distracted because we are just watching videos, watching each other, while George could move this and change it and make it like cinema mode or presentation mode. At that point, George, if you could do that, you see that now the screen is automatically giving you a video player, a playlist, a chat, and the participants are there. So I haven't done anything. I haven't touched anything. And he's running now a video. And that video is somewhere in the cloud. So we are trying to make this experience so easy for the guest so that you as a sales, as a marketing, can conduct your business as you like.
What did your colleague at the booth have to do to join this conference?
Just type a URL into the web address of a browser, and they are in.
And it works on a desktop, on a laptop, on a tablet, on a mobile.
On any operating system that allows a browser that supports WebRTC to run. That is Windows, Mac, Linux, Android today.
So you're running on a Microsoft tablet. What browser are you using?
In this case, we are using Chrome, but we could have used Firefox or Opera, and it would have worked exactly the same, with only one exception, that is the screen sharing that we allow only on Chrome.
Is it how important is it now? Microsoft has acknowledged that it is, at least to some degree, getting into the WebRTC play as well. How important is that?
Well, it's important because we want to have those players into this community to help this community grow. So we really are happy to see that Microsoft has decided finally to join this community. Everybody will benefit from that.
Who is your target audience for your product?
We are targeting business audiences, the ones that really have high-value transaction into the call, and that means you need to have a CEO to CEO conversation, or it could be used also a lot for education when you want to have classrooms online or training, or whenever you need to consult. So Videotion is an horizontal service that can apply to almost every industry, but we are targeting high-value transactions and education at the moment.
Excellent. Well, Claudio, George, thank you so much for joining us here. We're happy to have you with us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.